here also Wale Adewale Owoeye is the head of our direct sales executives. They are out there. To join us on the direct sales team. So we intend to conduct interview here, even during this meeting. So these are the team we have here. And of course, we have a whole lot of our team people here. As we are here, some of us, we open accounts. We have people that are ready to give you debit cards instantly on the accounts that will be opened. So we came here with as much solutions as we can pack. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, highly esteemed Pastor Ma. Good morning, highly esteemed Pastor Sir. Thank you for such an opportunity to be here. Pastor is an awesome person. Pastor gave us this opportunity. It was like an open check. Just give me the dates. Just give me the dates and we'll make it happen. And we are here now. Thank you so much, Pastor. Okay. I would like to use this opportunity to also to give the mic to our highly esteemed Pastor Ma to open the event. Pastor Ma.
Thank you. Praise the Lord. Glory, glory, glory. Good morning, everyone. Please, we may be seated. Thank you very much. On behalf of our zonal pastor, I'll be giving us a brief opening speech. I'd like to thank our man of God, Reverend Dr. Chris Oyakhilome. Our man of God has a magnificent big heart. He has taught us in this kingdom that we've entered that every one member will walk in uncommon prosperity. This is part of the answer. Pastor wants everybody to have and see the opportunity for wealth liquefaction. And I believe that's why Parallex Bank is here. Pastor, thank you so much for the privileges you've brought to us in the Yourloveworld kingdom. Hallelujah. I'd like to welcome everyone to this meeting. And at the end of this meeting, we will see that everything we've learned here will facilitate our doing much more than what we did from the beginning of the year till now in the next 3 months. And we're so grateful to God for this opportunity. We're not going to take it, we don't take it lightly, and we're not going to play with it at all. Praise God. Then, those of us who are here, I think we've become automatic ambassadors. Everything we hear today, we're going to take it out. You know, I was talking to a sister yesterday, and she said, that's Sister Sissy. I was talking with her. I said, hope you are coming for the Parallex program. She said, in fact, she was talking to someone who was trying to advertise Stanbic IBTC to her. And the person is a member of church. So he said, why are you not doing Parallex? She said, so that person said, Parallex is a microfinance bank. She said, no, that Parallex is a commercial bank. And had to introduce her to Parallex and told her she must be here this morning. And I'm excited because some people are going to get jobs today. Yes. I thought when that statement was made, phone calls will begin. Am I correct, Baike? Some phone calls need to be made now. If you know someone who ought to get a better job, please, this is the time to call. You know, I'm already looking at somebody that is sitting almost opposite me. He knows himself for the job. So you are very welcome. And be a great ambassador indeed for this cause. For this cause. So take your notes, very important. And then call those who need to be here that are not yet here. And then please, your response is your participation. Let's give the facilitators an amazing time as they come to deliver what they brought to us. I'd like to say thank you to our highly esteemed Zona Pastor also for this privilege, an opportunity to take this welcome address on behalf of him. So welcome to More Wealth Liquefaction via Parallex Banking. I love you. God bless you. And I'd like to say thank you to the team. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for coming. I know you prayed. The scripture has told us that God's answer is beyond imagination and anything we could ever ask. I know Port Harcourt Zone 1 will be a zone that gladdens your heart when it comes to results concerning everything that has to do with Parallex Bank. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. God bless you.
A big round of applause for Pastor Ma. Thank you, Pastor Ma. Next on the program is a welcome and acknowledgement, which we've done. The first presentation Okay, I would like to use this opportunity to welcome the highly esteemed Deaconess Tina Okumbo, the group head, private and dedicated banking, for our Parallex opening speech. Welcome, ma'am.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning, esteemed Pastor Ma. Thank you for this opportunity to be at Port Harcourt Zone 1. And I want to say a very big thank you to our esteemed Pastor Sylvester. Like he said, he gave us this open check since last year. And all the while, Pastor was patient with us to put it all together and be here. Thank you very much, esteemed Pastor, sir. I also want to say a very big thank you to our man of God, the prophet of our time, our life coach. Pastor is everything. Pastor is my business model. Pastor is everything. Pastor, thank you, sir, for this opportunity to be with Parallex Bank. And I know that the confidence reposed in us to be in a bank like Parallex Bank will never go in vain. Praise the Lord. And I want to say welcome to the Parallex business meeting and job fair. You know, when Pastor talked about the job fair, we looked at it and we said, Pastor has taught us about excellence over the years. So if there's any place you are looking for excellent people, where should you come to? Is actually Christ Embassy, the body of Christ. And that is why we're here today. And we're giving the opportunity to our young people to come work with us, come join the team to take this bank to the highest of heights. The same God that told Pastor to go start up the Rhapsody of Realities, start up Healing Stream, is the same God that told Pastor to give this vision of the bank, the commercial bank. And with that, we know where we are headed to. We know what our success is going to be like. We know the value that we're going to add in the financial sector in Africa and in the whole world. And I would not be mincing words when I say, look out for us. Even before we capitalized as in the new capitalization, Parallex Bank has been to the United Kingdom for a roadshow, and it was a successful one. Without a banking license in the UK, we were in the UK for a roadshow. So it shows the abilities and the capabilities that we have with the mandate from our man of God. And I want to say that as we all come here today to participate, let's have an open mind. We're bringing you information. We're bringing you ability to use that information. That is the success of anything that anybody does. You have the information. How do you use the information? And what should success look like when you use that information? Thank you very much. So I'll be going into, I don't know if we can share this slide. We'll just be speaking maybe like some 5 minutes on the slide. Do we have the slide? The corporate profile. So I just want to give a brief of Parallex Bank, where we came from. Indeed, it's true that we were a microfinance bank. But let me say this today, that in the history of Nigeria as a nation, Parallex Bank is the one and only bank that has transitioned from being a microfinance bank into a commercial bank. We are the only one that have done it. Until this morning, we are the only one that has done it. So we are not here to play. That's the word. Now, over the years, we got our banking license in 2021, and we went commercial, as in we opened our doors to full business in 2022. Now, from 2022 up to 2026, the bank has evolved in a way that has, in fact, I call it an unprecedented growth we have experienced as an organization. So I would like to read what we have done for you to, 1 minute, please. Okay. Okay, so like I said, we opened up our doors in 2021. And in 2020, we got our CBN approval in 2021, and we opened up our doors in 2022. Now, in 2023, the balance sheet size of Parallex Bank was 174 billion. So in 1 year, we did 174 billion in balance sheet size. Now, moving to this was done in 2023. Now, moving to 2024, our balance sheet size moved from 174 to 298 billion. Now, our asset growth from 2023 to 2024, we recorded over 70% growth in our asset position. Now, coming to 2025, so from 2024, where we had 258, in 2025, we had 511 billion as our balance sheet size. And by 2025, we closed with 511 billion, coming from 298 billion. So in 2024, we were 298. By 2025, last year, we're 511. And this year, we are going to the 1 trillion balance sheet. So it goes to show that as an institution, we are not just out there in the financial sector playing like the normal that you know. We do the abnormal, you know. And the reason why we do the abnormal is because we understand that there's grace. We understand that we carry something that brings about success in ways that people do not understand. You know, we understand that we carry value. And this value we have taken all around the world. You know, we've taken to the various cities in Nigeria, the various states in Nigeria, and as a bank that it was when it started in 2021. So we are trying to show you what we have done, you know, over the years and what we intend to do in the years to come. Now, the chairman of Parallex Bank is our esteemed Minister of Health and Social Services, esteemed Pastor Diola Phillips. And our board of directors, when you hear the people, our board of directors, our CEO is Dr. Femi Bakre, while our board of directors are Pastor Matthew Okoje, esteemed Reverend Tom Amekena. We have esteemed Pastor Vale, we have esteemed Pastor Niyi, we have esteemed Pastor Poko, esteemed Pastor Sholayinka, and esteemed Deaconess Rachel as board members. So when you have these sort of people as your board members, what do you expect? You only expect growth in astronomical numbers. Now, as a bank, we have also, over the few years that we've been in existence, we've also won awards. We've won the award of the fastest growing commercial bank in Nigeria. We've won the award of the most innovative bank in Nigeria. That was done in 2025. You know, and we've won a lot of awards we have won. And this speaks to the fact that we are doing things right. You know, we are doing things in the way they should be done. The corporate governance of the bank is top-notch, you know, and we understand that all the various bodies that would oversee a financial bank, they usually come and they give us thumbs up because we know that all eyes are on us. And you know, when all eyes are on you, you have no choice but to do well. Now, coming here today as a financial institution, we have come to share with you some of the things that we can do with you to grow. One of the things that we're going to be doing today is that we're going to be sharing with you information concerning tax. Now, that has been that's been one topic that people shy away from because you feel that, oh, the tax, the way it is, it's going to hit me very hard. But you know, Pastor has taught us about having information. You know, with information, you dematerialize fear. You remember when Pastor talks to us, he says that there was a time when malaria was a deadly disease. But you know, with knowledge, with information, malaria became something that, you know, when they say somebody have malaria, you even close your eyes and say, be healed in Jesus' name and just go, you know. Or if your faith level is at the point of taking drugs, even you know the drugs to go and take. You know the one to go and buy, you know. So we are bringing to you information, and the information is on tax matters. And we have in our midst today an expert, and he's going to take us on that. And I want us to, you know, to open our minds to see how the information you are receiving sits with your business, sits with your current situation. Because the truth is, like as esteemed pastor has said, we want to see growth from now to the next 3 months, to the next 6 months. And I esteemed Dr. Odofia, he's also going to be giving us some sweeteners, which he has shared with esteemed Deacon. And for those of us that are here, I'm sure we are going to be the first beneficiaries. Now, we're also going to be telling you about the products and services we have as a bank. We're going to be telling you what is available to you for your business, depending on the level at which your business is. We're also going to be sharing with you what is available to you on the personal space. We're going to be sharing with you what we have in diaspora, because we also have an arm called the diaspora banking. We're also going to be sharing with you what we have for private banking, because we know that some of us have been able to build wealth to a particular level. And sometimes when you've built wealth to a particular level, you want to be able to focus on your expertise while somebody helps you manage that wealth that you've built over time. So our private banking is also available to bring to you investments, legacy plannings, offshore propositions. We will help you buy houses. You can sit here in Nigeria. You are buying a house in the UK. You don't need to travel. Those things are what it used to be in the past. But now you can buy a house anywhere in the world without having to travel. Probably the time you travel for it is when to see it physically, but you would have seen it. Documentations are in place. The right bodies are putting things in place and getting it done. So the private banking arm is available for that. Now we also have our digital capabilities. A lot of you who have heard about Parallex Bank know that we invested heavily on digital transformation. And that digital transformation is to assist your business in this present age that we're in, and the various tools that are available for you to use in your day-to-day operations in your business or your personal life. So that is also available. Now, as we take these sessions, I would like us to take our questions. Put down your questions, because there will always be, at the end of every presentation, there will always be a session for questions and answers. And finally, like Crane has said, IK, we are here to also help you open accounts. You open an account today, and you get your card before you leave today. So that is also available for us. And we also have projects that are available for brethren to help them start up some business. You probably haven't started up a business yet, and you are looking at starting up something. Our digital capabilities can be used to start up a small business for you, which is capable of being scaled. So I'll say welcome to this session, and please, let's pay attention as the presentations are being made. At this time, I would like us to give a warm welcome to Dr. Udofia, who's going to be taking us on the training, tax matters, tax management for small, medium enterprises. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I beg to stand on the existing protocol. My name is Dr. Ofwon Udofia, the Executive Secretary, Institute of Export Operations and Management. I'm so happy. For the first time, I've been seeing their signposts on the way, but I think I'm getting to fall in love with Parallex Bank. One may ask you, why are you so cheap to be one? Yes, I see that they have the SMEs in mind. Most of big Nigerian banks are looking for deposit, and that's why we have issue in banking. We don't build business, but from what she has just told me, and when I was giving this invitation, I had to go to their site to look at. For the fact that they started as a microfinance bank, it means they know how to start small, and they will teach you how to start small. And starting small is the best thing that happened to a business. Then this is my first time of coming to this environment. I've lived in Port Harcourt for some years when I returned from Ghana, but I've not been here. But when I entered this arena, I saw something, and when the madam was talking, she also mentioned something that, as a matter of fact, coincides with what I have in mind. I saw in that place, Heaven Boundless Grace. That is the name of this place. And then God told me, what is grace? Grace, as I want to use it in my presentation, is God's riches at Christ's expense. So that's why I want you to be happy you are here. Some did not come here. So, and it's not something you take home. You take home for yourself, but the person that's not here has missed something. God's riches at Christ's expense. And she was also talking about uncommon prosperity. It is not cheap. Excuse me to say it, not for pride, with all due modesty. If you put a call to me on inquiry, I collect 50,000. Putting a call to me, ask anybody. If you come to my office, I'm happy. Somebody here has paid me before. I don't want to mention his name. Why am I doing that? Not because I love money so much. I want to see the seriousness in our people. I'm from Niger Delta. Excuse me to say. We are not taking advantage of what we have. Please, ma, what's the attendance of your church? I presume it should be more than 100 and something or 200. What percentage is here? and tomorrow we say God is not helping us. What else can we do? And I want to thank God for Dr. Chris. Let me tell you what I've observed. Christ Embassy is the only church that has never bought a warehouse or a factory as a church. It's my personal observation and research. You know what I mean by that? Closing a business to start a church. I have noticed that personally. That rather they want a way to help that business to grow. Instead of closing the factory and build a church in that place. I don't know whether people have observed that. It's my personal observation. So what I'm going to be talking today should be about practical tax guidance for Nigerian micro, small, and medium enterprises. Well, the other day I was in the tax office, and I faulted them. We are starting it late, but it's better to be late than never. I started business in Ghana, school in Ghana. The way their tax reform is and the way their setup is, it is only in Nigeria that you have to bring a tax clearance for a business that have not started business. Are we together? You believe what I'm saying? As a new business, you want to go and register in the company. They ask you to bring tax clearance. So it is me and you that advocate for this thing to change. In Ghana, if you register a business in Ghana with their own is not CAC, it's Register General. You are giving a certificate that you've registered a business to block that name. Then when you want to start business, after 3, 4, 5, or 10 years, you now collect what you call certificate to commence business. That is where your meter start reading. But nevertheless, thank God that God has touched our people. You know, the Bible said that the heart of the kings is in God's hand. There are things they will do. They may not even know why they are doing it, but it will favor us. So one of those things, I think, is this tax law. And then let me also tell you, when I was much younger, in the 80s, you know, tax used to go into villages, run with people, carry Range Rover, people will run. That was the scenario then. Say, have you paid your tax? To an extent, my people now have an adage that they are hanging license on their neck because of independence. You know, you must have your tax paper. Most if you enter a bar in those days, they'll remove your shoe. Some of you, you know what I'm talking about. But it's no longer like that now. And I still want to bring it to church. You know, sometimes we make mistakes. Christians, you work against the instruction of God. Governance, and godliness goes together. Because we are admonished to pray for our leaders. Is that not true? Then Jesus Christ also shows us how to pay tax. We know that story. When he asked the disciples to go and catch the fish. Abi? So even though people interpreted wrongly by going to do sacrifice, give what is due to Caesar, it was tax payments. So that is to say that as a Christian, it's an obligation that you must pay tax. What we'll cover in these few minutes. Why tax management matters to SMEs. SMEs classification under the Nigerian tax law. Core tax every SME must know. The 2025 Tax Reform Act. What changes? Or what changed? What were we doing before? What's the new thing? Sector spotlights on oil and gas. I will talk very little about that. Because it's a mirage in the Niger Delta. An average Port Harcourt boy will tell you do business. What are you into? I'm into oil and gas. Gas, he no see, oil, he no touch. It's like a norm. The next thing will tell you I'm into politics. Where is the factory where politics is remote? You don't have a job if you do those two things. You must do something by yourself. The Bible said, I will reward you with the work of your hand. He asked Moses, what is in your hand? So when I'm talking about tax, you also think on how to do something with your hand and then challenge God. But the prosperity will come when you have something doing. God cannot prosper you out of nothing. Then we also look at sector spotlights on cassava and rice. Yes, that's agriculture. On fishing. Common compliance challenges. Why is it that you feel bad you cannot do it? The best practices and our takeaway. When we talk about SMEs, you know we have nano. Nano are those that are not registered at all. The small shops on the road, you don't have identity. Excuse me my word. I used to call them bastard businesses. Why? You don't have identity. Now, another bonus. SMEDAN, Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency, with federal government is now registering 250,000 businesses free. We can assist you to do that. Meet me. You don't need to pay money. It's free. That's what they are doing now. It's currently for 250,000 for the entire country. So it depends on when you wake up to do it. But it will be closed. Millions of small businesses, including farmers, agro-processors, and oil field service providers, carries economic sound tax management, protects their margin, and keep them formal. It protects, if you understand, it protects your margin. 35 million SMEs operating across Nigeria, 39 million, out of which 48% shares have a share of an GDP. They contribute to our GDP. Most of the jobs that is created by SMEs, government cannot create it. Okay, look at it now. If you want to move from, as I was coming, I was just taking statistics of the number of POAs that we are having. You may think they are not making money. I have a young girl that was working in a bank and in a hotel. I was collecting 80,000 naira salary. When I encouraged her and gave her a seed capital, after 6 months, she has made profit of 800,000. How is that possible? Let's do some mathematics. When you want to take 10,000, you pay 300 naira. Are we together? If in a day she's able to do for 10 persons, is that not 3,000 naira? Multiply that by 30 days times 12 months. Can you compare that with the 80,000 she was collecting from the hotel? The answer is no. Then 96% of that are registered business in Nigeria from the 39 million. Then turnover, new turnover threshold. If you make less than 100 million, you are tax exempted. So don't run, don't fear. How Nigerians classify your businesses? We have micro. People that employ under 10, less than 10, from 1 to 9 staff. You're a micro business, you're not a small scale. Then your asset base is 5 million. In this case, you don't pay tax, you are exempted, but you must get a TIN number. You know what is TIN number? Tax identification number. You must have that because in some documentation you'll be asked your TIN number. If you don't have and you get to some junction, you have issue. Yesterday I was laughing. You know when we pray, lead us not into temptation. May God not allow us to lead ourselves into temptation. Hello? How does that happen? Yesterday I was called from one company that issues contracts. I'm their consultant. Hey, can you give us IRR? That is Bureau for Public Procurement Certification. I said, how? What's the company name? Say, just cook something and give us. I now told them jokingly, unfortunately, I have not learned cooking, so I don't cook. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because as a Christian, integrity comes to play. I'm telling the truth. That's the greatest asset a Christian have. When somebody can look at you to face and say, he cannot do it, it's of Christ's embassy. Say, he cannot do it. I'm telling the truth. You go, not only you go with your shoulder high, God will bless you for honoring him. What's what Psalm 91 said? Because he has set his love upon me, I will set him on high. Because he has known my name, don't bring the name of God down by not paying tax. The second group is small enterprise, between 10 to 49 employees. Your capital is between 5 to 50 million. You also have 0% tax. What does that encourage us to do? Keep your record. Because if you don't keep your record, you will not know. And unfortunately, may God forgive former leaders of this country. In Ghana, a welder, a mechanic, fails his leisure card. They teach him from secondary 3. I'm not making noise. Go there and ask them. As they come back from the market, you see them feeling. Because it's part and parcel of them. We were not taught. But notwithstanding, now that we have this golden, I call it a golden opportunity to learn and to know. Then we come to the medium. Medium is between 50 to 199 workers. And your turnover should be between 50 to 500 million. Standard company income tax apply once the threshold are exceeded. The moment you exceed the threshold of 500 million to 501 million, that's where you are supposed to pay. And some of the SMEs, you've not even gotten to that. And because you don't keep record, you now run to a tax consultant. I want to apply for this job. That will tell you bring 3 million. It's your fault. But the document is going to do for you will be cooked, seasoned, because he's getting it from over there. That's just offhand. You don't have it. You prepare something for you. So in that case, you must pay. So you see that there's tax exemption for your company. Nigerian tax reform. Before now, small company cap, before the small company cap, 25 million was the threshold that if you do more than 25 million, that you have to pay. That's before. Then overlapping federal, state, local levies were also there. As you want, the export sector. As you carry your cargo from Kano, for each local government you pass, you have made to pay money. And at the end of it, you will no longer be competitive. Because export is like cool. Everybody wants to kill. Every country wants to sell. So government is in a way now is that bringing all those tax and put it together. That's why the Muslims were agitating. We are going to pay tax for everything, including alcohol and the rest. Yes. So instead of putting all these roadblocks on trade, let's just pay one tax and share that same thing among ourselves. Pioneer stated is incentive, open-ended tax holidays. We had that. Fragmented tax laws across 10 separate tax structures. Now, after that, what does the tax law say in 2026? Exemption seat raised from 100 million turnover to 250 million fixed asset, 0% tax. After pulling all these other taxes together now, as a small business, you have a tax holiday. You're not supposed to pay tax except you have gotten to 100 or 250 million. Which you still know that most of the SMEs have not gotten, they are still struggling. A lot of things are fighting against them. So in that case, with the new tax law, SME has a very good standing if you keep your record, if you do the right thing. Joint Revenue Board and Single Nigerian Revenue Service streamline collection. You don't pay here and pay here. You know, in those days, there are two things. For people in Port Harcourt and people in Delta, they have something in common. When you enter Warri, you go say, Devo, you go run. They don't pursue you. When you enter Port Harcourt, you say, they will start pursuing you. So government is trying to streamline because it does not allow the investors to come in. So all those things are now put together. We are going to collect everything and share, just the same way we share money for oil. Economic development tax incentive. If you're an investor, you come in here, you get 5% of all the other assets we are spending. So it's a way of weighing in. Though I say they are not also doing well. In Ghana, if I move a company from Accra, maybe to Off-Tema, maybe to a place like Sunyani, Tamale, I will have 5 years tax exemption. What are they doing? They want to deurbanize the place. They want people to move out. From my research, do you know why you're having flooding everywhere within Port Harcourt Metropolis? Port Harcourt City was built for 250,000 persons. From what I got from the archives, from the colonial masters. Port Harcourt City was meant for 250,000 people to live. But only God knows how many now. There's just a building on water lines, on every other place, on channels. So you see, when you move your business outside the urban area, outside Port Harcourt, you have a tax rebate. So that will encourage people to say, what am I doing in Port Harcourt? Let me go to Abua. Let me go to Ahoda. Let me go to these other places. And by so doing, you are exposing, you are also employing people, you are bringing development to such places. So if you are doing that kind of a thing, there's an incentive meant for you. Like both Pastor and Madam was saying, if you don't have information, if you are not informed, you are deformed. Let me also shock you. And a small boy that is well informed that did not go to school, dupe somebody that retired from Total of over 250 million. The guy was following him like a fool. I'm not making noise. Thank God for the wife that recovered the man. His gray hairs multiplied by 300%. I won't mention name. Because the guy was informed. He talked to him, most of them in the oil service. When you come back, it's just like that. You should be the second shell. So the guy told him what he wants to hear. Give him document that affects. All his life savings was put to that boy. And the guy left. So you must understand, you must know. What I'm just doing now, I'm just crashing the back of tax reform. Go to our side. Go to our tax side. Also come to us. We will encourage you. In the institute where we work, we have a small table for SMEs. Because you may not afford to pay the chartered accountant. But they can prepare you and show you how you can fill your forms. That is on the net. Thank God she mentioned digitalization. Somebody say, I'm not going to know that thing. But now you, they carry phone. They snap the picture where pastor wife wear on Sunday sent. Is that not digitalization? Hello? I'm here to tell you the truth, not minding what I offended you. God will bless you. Hello? I feel like I said, I don't cause trouble, Abby. So the same way we use our phone, that's digitalization. Use your phone well. When people tell me, I was in Buguma 2 days ago to train young people, and all of them were shouting, they don't have funding. I say, you don't know what they are. What is funding? They don't have capital. This phone is your capital. Hello? I can tell you the truth. This phone, I just asked them, bring out your phone. They brought out their phone. I said, I want us to do a quick business plan now. Now. Let's just finish it up. Put up there about 50 of them. Say, all of you are saying phone. That. Do you know that you are carrying your capital with you? You're sitting down there, you have capital. This is your capital. Your head. Why would somebody in Onitsha? Okay, even Parallex Bank would look for a first class graduate to employ. Why? Why wouldn't they go and employ Agbero? Because you have a capital here. Are you using it? So I now ask him two questions. As I enter here, I see you are catching fish. And they open the stomach of the fish. Say the fish will spoil. The fish will spoil. That's why they are removing the bladder. Is that not what we see every day? I throw one question to them. I'm not from a fishing community. But sense will make me know that fish does not spoil from the belly. It spoils from the head. Is that not true? For some of you that are from, is that not true? That thing they are removing from the belly of the fish, they sell them. Fish bladder. Google on your phone. Google fish bladder. How much is fish bladder internationally? A kg. So they were looking at me and said, do you need money to do that? I took them to the other side and showed them all these fish that have scale. They were just scraping them. Those fish scale are exportable and they are being sold. And they are matching on it and going. Palm kernel shell, the same thing. That's a story for another day. Let's go back to tax. So, you don't complain. Christians don't complain. Singapore don't have, they say they don't have mineral resources. They have thinking fingers. May God help our fingers to think. Hello, may God help our fingers to think. When I say thinking fingers, you are looking for what to use your hand to do. Okay. We have consolidated 4 unified accounts covering company income tax, VAT, which is VAT. We now have the one we call capital gain tax for bringing in capital. You enjoy that. Let me also tell you, I have an encounter the other day. You know, if you want to bring in money into this country, like up to $3 to $5 million, you need certificate to bring in that money. Somebody say, I'll give you 1 billion today. You say, bring them. You go hang. There's what we call certificate to import money. For you to import money into the country, you pass through the banks. She will tell you. So such money that you are bringing to do business here, there's a percentage that is also being removed for you. Then oil and gas servicing and downstream. Withholding tax. When you do business with them, they give you contract. Some money is being kept aside. Regulatory registration first. Like if you want to register with an oil company, they have registration you need to make. NAPIMS, PDPR, all these other ones, you pay a token for it. VAT on petroleum products. That VAT applies to servicing and distribution. Some petroleum products carry specific VAT exercise treatment under the National Tax Authority. I know majority of us here are not into oil and gas, but there's nobody in this place that is not affected by farming in one way or the other. Either you sell fish, or you rear fish, or you rear fingerlings. Then small company relief still applies. Anything that's below 100 to 250 million, you don't pay tax. Cassava and rice farming. 5 years income tax exemption for agriculture. But if you don't know, you will not get it, because you must apply for it. Like we are here now, Parallex Bank has come. If they are sharing anything today, would they send it to somebody in the village? No. You must be get to be here. Nobody can barb your hair in your absence. They did your head. So that's why you must be here. So please, let's take advantage of what we are hearing. I may not be able to tell you much, but for these 10 people that are here, I'm going to make a promise. But the other people that will follow them will pay. But people that are here, I'll do a promise free before I finish. Local content incentive. Even though I still have my reservation on this. My reservation in this is that our local content law, if you can advocate for it, to do what other West African countries, ECOWAS, are doing. In their local content, you cannot establish a company in Ghana without using a Ghanaian as a deputy managing director, whether he has money or not, for security purposes. But you see a Lebanese that will come here with one trouser and one shirt, and will go to CAC and register business at the same amount I'm registering. That's faulty. I'm saying because I see people that will be in the House of Assembly very soon. I see senators here. And so that by the time you are going there, I'm telling you the truth, God knew why he brought me here. You don't do that. In Ghana, when you say the Ghanaians are fighting Nigerians, let me tell you, I studied and spent all my life there. When you want to register business in Ghana, as a non-Ghanaian, you pay $50,000. You are an investor. Unlike us that you can just come and register anyhow. That money is being kept in Ghana to use for their own use. So you can't be an investor and you come with one trouser and one shirt. What are you coming to invest? You are coming to take. You are not an investor, you are a taker. So there's a local contents law that certain things should be done by Nigerians. For a long time, you've not seen a white man before. Unlike before, that we see a white man doing iron bending, doing greasing. That law was, I think this guy initiated Limaiba. So that local content law now, blended products have rebates. Like the cassava you use for backward integration. You know we have cassava starch now, high quality starch. We have one in Port Harcourt, but don't ask me whether it's working on. It's only God that knows. We have one in Bayelsa. Let me digress. I was invited. I shedded tears. What kind of wickedness? At Sabama, both sides of the road are arable land. You have a cassava plant that will do 45 metric tons every day, and yet nobody's planting cassava. You are getting cassava from Ekiti State. What a shame. And then we're talking on unemployment. Let me keep that. When we get to Bayelsa, we'll talk about it. Fish farming and aquaculture, income tax relief, duty relief on inputs. When you are importing things that have to do with that farm, like cutlasses, you know, there's one machine they use in Ghana to pluck cocoa. It's like this. They call it man no rest. All those ones are duty free. Why? So it'd be cheaper for a farmer to use. We still have it here, but because you don't know. If you are importing things that have to do with manufacturing, there's a rebate for you there. Okay. Common tax compliance challenges, multiple taxation that have been carried off by the 2025 tax law. Informality. What do I mean by that? We are not formal. Do you know there's some people that are still doing business today up to 60, 100 million? They don't register their business. I can tell you for sure. I did a research for African Development Bank in Aba. I wept. When I was talking to companies, they don't even understand what you are talking about. So that's why we want to move them from informal to formal. And if you are still here now, you've not registered your business name, by the grace of God, from now on you'll be formal. Because there's a window, as I told you, for 250,000 companies to be registered. If you wait, people from the north and from the west will take it. And the next thing we will cry is, we are being marginalized. Hello? That's not marginalization. Ma, please, excuse me to preach more. Do you know that Jesus Christ was born in the East? Abi? Hello? Was Jesus not born in the East? I read Quran, they say Prophet Muhammad was born in the East. And I read in the Bible that the wise men came from the East. Then why are we complaining? No, why do we fear the North and the West? This is where wisdom, this is where money, this is where crook oil, this is the birthplace of Jesus Christ. Hello? May God help us to take advantage of that. Poor record keeping. I've mentioned that. If you go to my bag, it's common. I put it on my bag. My wife will laugh. Because there's some money I will spend. Let me tell you why men have problem with the accused witchcraft. You know, women put their money here. As they remove 1 naira, they don't say remain 9. We put our own here. As you come out, you don't know what remain. So I have a paper that as I remove, I write. It's in my car. As I remove, I write. So that I'll come back to say, this amount of money I went out with, what did I use it for? Otherwise, you accuse witchcraft and they go vex. So, have your bookkeeping. Know what you spend money for. Obviously, I just discovered that fuel was taking so much of our money. Through our keeping. I just look at it. I told my driver, the company's car, say, why? We are spending so much money on fuel. And I will not accuse you because you go with POS to buy. And you bring receipts. So we now discover that as you buy fuel in bits, the space in the car takes more. But if you fill the tank, it lasts longer. So we now buy bulk at once. If you were not keeping record, will you know that? You will not know. Record keeping is very important. If you don't keep record, it means you don't pay title. Sorry. Pastor, anybody who don't keep record, don't go fit pay tithes. How would you get 10%? I don't laugh now. If you don't keep record, how do you know that out of 100,000, 10% belongs to God? So you see that it's not about taxation. It's holding your blessing. Keep record so they pay the correct tithes. I'm sorry. I know what I'm saying. Besides government, you need to keep your record to Malachi 10. Is it 3:10? He said, try me and see. I will open the window of heaven. I have benefited from it. Just a few seconds. I sold newspapers in the street of Aba when I left secondary school. And I was wondering, let's hear from God. God told me, go and sell paper. I was crying, walking the streets of Aba between Bobo Hill and the Kakpara for 3 to 4 years, not knowing that God was training me. From that newspaper, I used to supply to Lelomedo when he was with IMB. Martin Sugoji, I have names that were managing director of banks, not knowing that God was preparing me. The chairman of Eagle Cement. When I left and went back to school and came back, they were the people that were supporting me because they knew how I started. To the glory of God today, the doctor I'm answering is not being given to me. I went to school. And those experiences, why I'm trying to say this, give me to say it. Don't sit down and grumble. No, what is your calling? Like we are sitting down here, be asking God, what do I take home from there? Age is not a limit. Do you know the meaning of 7 up? 7 up. We have been. Do you know the meaning? The guy fell 6 times. On the seventh time he won and said 7 up. So don't think because you are failing. Failing on its own is a training. So tax literacy. That's what we are doing now. We are trying to let you know. It is not difficult. It is not difficult. The moment you start it, even the one for VAT, you can file nil. As you fill the form that you did not make money, you just submit it. They won't charge you anything. But when you don't know, when you leave it, you do not fill, and you go back, the penalty is 100,000. Tax management best practice for SMEs. Register and get a tax identification number. Before you register and get identification number, you must register with CAC, Corporate Affairs Commission. That's what I keep on saying now. It's free now for 250,000 companies. Separate personal and business finances. Separate them. Like I told you, I have a small paper in my pocket. Anyone that is from my pocket, I used to buy something for the company, I write it back to the company because I am using my money to do that. Then I also received the temptation of robbing Peter to PayPal, collect from company, go shop with my wife. No. Yes, it might be director's borrowing or drawal, which you would deduct from your salary at the end of the month. Maintain digital record. It's very important. There are a lot of softwares that you can use. Key in what you have. Even your phone. If somebody call me now, say, send me an invoice. I just bring my phone. Back, I send the invoice. The money will go. I don't need to go and tell my secretary to do it. You can do it with your WhatsApp. It's not a rocket science. Engage a tax professional. Yes, you may not be paying him often. Engage him to teach you, show you what to do. File and remit on time. I've mentioned that. Claim sector-specific incentive. There are incentives that you must claim. Are we together? It is what you know. Oh, they say if I'm doing fish, I have an incentive. If I'm doing this, I have the, like in export, that's what they call export expansion grants. This is what they call duty drawbacks. Even if a lot of people are doing export, they don't know about it. Then in agri sector, there's what they call AGIS. We know about it, Agricultural Credit Guarantee Scheme. It helps you to get loan. If you're going to do a loan through their bank, it is linked to the bank, but you must understand to ask for it. Good tax management is a growth strategy. Please, just like in packaging, I'm a packaging expert. I train people on packaging, package your product to sell. I used to tell them, don't look at packaging as an expense. Packaging is an investment. Women, you know what I'm talking about. Packaging is an investment. As a young girl, before somebody says I go marry, you go package yourself well. Madam, no be so. So bring that same idea of packaging yourself, your children for marriage, and package tax for a strategy. Know your category, turnover and asset, decide whether you own company's income tax at all, whether you have to pay, if you know your group you belong to. I've mentioned micro, medium, small scale, businesses that are not over 300 billion. You don't have business with tax. Register formally and get in to unlock exemption built on oil and gas, agriculture and aquaculture. Keep clean record year-round. Incentives are only as good as your ability to prove eligibility. I'm eligible. What document do you have? I know some churches give certificate when you do baptism. They want to promote you and they ask you to come with your certificate. You don't have it. They will first of all remove you. You don't even enter the hall where people are. So your keeping of record and filling this form and doing your returns now makes you eligible to do this. Revisit your petition each year. The 2005 Tax Reform Act keeps evolving through 2026. She just said something. She was giving us indices. In 2021, this is where they were. In 2022, this is why did she get that? Because she kept records. Are we together? You need to keep records. Sorry, on a lighter note. When I had my first daughter, my wife looked at me and said, I'm stingy. I said, thank you, ma. I'm keeping record. My fourth daughter took Cyrillac 59 teens. Hello? So that advised me on how many children I want to have. No, you are laughing. I bargained with my wife. If you must have extra, give me money for 59 teens of Cyrillac. Women, they love me. But that is the truth. Because, men, be careful. Bible says, woe unto that man that cannot take care of his family, no woman. So I must tell my wife, before you pray, woe, give me money for 59. So, like I said, I don't think I have, like in secondary school, they will say 10 questions to attempt 5. So I believe I've attempted explaining the practical tax guidance for SMEs. But before I round up, as I said, I've told Madam already, I have a program to train about 6,000 SMEs in Nigeria from the Institute of Export Operations and Management with other partners. So I will employ the church. This is Port Harcourt, what do you call it? I think I wrote it down. Zone 1. And I don't also want to be selfish. I have friends on psychiatric route. So you have how many zones? 3 zones. Okay, I will be so generous to give 300 slots to the 3 zones. But on condition, you must be a member of this church, 1. Then 2, I must see seriousness because I have KPIs. What we are going to do in the next 6 months, where are we? Can we come back to this podium and tell these people, this is what we have done? Can we go back to the bank and say, from what we learned, I want to open an account with you. This is what I'm doing. Otherwise, there's no business. So I'm going to send a Google form through the bank to the pastors. You look at it, you do it. But as I said, please, men, forgive me. I was given a title in Kano State. All women in Kano, after training about 2,000 women for she trade. That's another thing you need to Google. It's a United Nations program for women, she trades. They gave me a title of a deputy husband. So I'm always on the side of women. From that number, 80% of those people must be women within the age bracket of 18 and 35. We can still take people higher than that, but majority should be within this age bracket, including people that are differently abled. We don't call them disabled. They are differently abled. That's the name we gave into them. They are differently able in their own way. So we have a lot of them. Others should come. And we are also working to see how I can remove them from the street. All this will be begging because they are vulnerable. Some of them have children that don't have father. People mess up with them. So we are trying to encourage them to come and do things. When they see what others are doing, when next we are meeting, they will exhibit what they have. So when they see what others are doing, they will also key in. So I want to key into this uncommon prosperity. And thank you so much. Thank you, Ma. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you so much. Please, let's be seated. I'm sure we've learned quite a lot. I'm sure questions have been triggered in our hearts. And I don't know if we can take, maybe in the next 5 minutes, let's take questions. Do we have questions? Do we have questions? Now, the 100 slots that Doctor has assigned to this zone, 80% must be women. That means that out of the 100, okay, so if the women are not available, he says the men can take over. You know, so 100 people from this zone will be trained in Doctors Institute, and they will, I think they will also be given a seed, what's it called, seed financing to start up. So this is, let's give Doctor a round of applause again. So can we take our questions now, or we are all fine? Okay. There's somebody here. So, Doctor, please, I would like you to please come up once more.
As I said earlier, there's opportunity for me to attempt the question. If I can't answer all, I'll do a research.
Good morning, Doc.
Good morning,
Thank you so much for the beautiful lecture. I have a question in respect to the new tax law. When you say almost everything is free at a small scale, medium scale, there are brackets to it. Now the question is, we know there are various types or kinds of tax organizations pay. From value-added tax to different tax. Are these taxes all free?
No,
That's my
sir.
questions.
Value-added tax is not free for SME. 2, withholding tax is not free. But the other one that are on threshold are completely free. Withholding tax is even taken from the source. As you do the contract, it is withheld. Then why VAT goes? Because even, let me tell you what is happening. I'm sorry to say this. May God deliver us from fraud. I can say it and beat my chest. When Rollins started VAT in Ghana, there were a lot of issues. I know here we start things with damn consequences. Stop it and educate the people on why VAT. And it was showing them the road that the money was done with VAT. And then what did they do? If you go to any restaurant in Ghana now, either at the Suare or any place, as they're giving you what you call receipt, is VATed receipt. So that the SME now, government give you that booklet. So when they come and collect it from you, it's easy for you to account for it. You can't run away from it. You know, when I want to talk, people say, because of our population. I said, no. A woman that cannot birth 2 children cannot birth 1. That is the truth. It's not about our size. It's about our mindset. It's about being patriotic. You are here today because PastorChris has influenced you. In short, he has invested something in you, as you were saying. If we have such person as a president and is putting... I went to Abia, I said the other day, I was shocked. Abia has taken over from Port Harcourt. You can't see pure water back on the street of Abia. Quote me. I was shocked. That's governance. So let's allow, even if the bigger society will not influence us, let where we are, waiting for the uncommon prosperity, doing the right thing, following the footsteps of our leader, we get there. I can tell you for free. It's a matter of time. So I hope I've attended your question. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Firstly, I want to appreciate our highly esteemed Pastor Ma for this opportunity. My name is John Nsa. I've listened to you with keen interest, sir. And many a times, the impression we have is that Nigerians don't want to pay tax. And they try to evade or dodge as much as they can. But I know that I come from a sector whereby there is no how you can evade it. In fact, if I tell you personally what is taken out from my salary in the name of tax, you will marvel. And it is done on a monthly basis. And then I want to say that Nigerians don't shy away from paying tax. The only thing that bothers Nigerians is how the taxes are being used. Because we know from primary education that it is the taxes that we pay that the government use to provide services, infrastructures, and all that. But as you are driving this message on us, on the citizenry, to pay what they are supposed to pay, what strategies are you putting in place to also put the government in their position to ensure that they do what will encourage the citizens to pay these taxes? Because it's not balanced. It's not balanced. I sometimes feel I'm being cheated when I look at what is happening and the money taken from my salary as tax. What are the strategies? How do we push the government to utilize these taxes that are being paid? As a tax expert, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Dr. Ofonodov. You can Google my name. Nearly every month, I am on NTA Business Express to talk about export and things like this. Just last 2-3 months, we have 1,800 containers of exports lying in the port, which is not my fault or the fault of the shipper. The shipping line have been paid, and those things where the government is not talking. So we do advocacy. That is why I can challenge anybody. Go and Google. You don't see where they give us government contracts, because I say it the way it is. And as I know, as long as God lives, I will not beg food. I'm very sure of that. I can beat my chest and say it. I don't work for the Nigerian government. I work for African Development Bank and the rest. They give me things that I merit. I also want to, maybe when we have some business people, we can take you on a course on that. You can register as a consultant at African Development Bank. You work from your house. But that one I collect money, no good do I'm free. I can tell you that. So we do advocacy from time to time. We send papers from time to time in different thresholds, not only on tax, anything that we see that is affecting our people. By the grace of God, I'm a board member of National Shippers Association of Nigeria, comprising the importers and exporters. Because if you don't join a pressure group, you cannot do it alone. And not that some of the government agencies, some of them knew what is happening, but their hands are tied. I headed a committee that said that Eastern Port must work. Area 1 port was almost dead. In 2014, we took that committee. Our problem was MPA. Because you are giving them so much tax that vessels don't like coming here. And we have done that, but we still need the input of the government of the 11 states, because whether you are like it, we are a block. From Igbo land to this place, a block. 80% of the cargo that goes to Lagos comes back to Onitsha, Aba, Port Harcourt. I can tell you free. So our port is more expensive down here. That's why people go to Lagos. You will import things to Port Harcourt. Another person take it to Lagos and use trailer to bring and sell it before you. So which port will you go? So those are the things that we're advocating. And my voice is very small. I need bigger voices to join my own. So that because somebody might think I'm doing it for a selfish interest. No. Things are cheaper in Lagos. Why? Because cost of doing business, cost of shipping there is cheaper. And then here they still keep our vessels there. If you look at, maybe I will send it to somebody. If you look at that thing I was saying, some vessels will pay as much as 15 to 20,000 daily for demurrage, whereas other ports are empty. In the east here, we have our 6 ports. We have Calabar Port, we have Cocoa, we have Delta, we have Area 1, we have One and Warri Port. So, my brother, let's also open that chapter so that we will not have hypertension. I quite sympathize with you. Thank you.
Good morning, Pastor Ma, once again. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity. I want to say taxation in Nigeria is complex. By right, a company that is incorporated in CAC after incorporation and hasn't done any work so far ought not to pay anything to get tax clearance. Having submitted statement of affairs, not even audited account, and also a printer from the bank showing that no work is done. Yet in Federal Inland Revenue Services, it becomes difficult to issue a tax clearance. And when you said, okay, I want to see the controller, controller know about it. Know about what? But the company have not started work and you must pay for tax clearance to be issued. So why is it so and nothing is done? Secondly, I want to say concerning companies that turn out or turnover for a year is not up to 200 million, supposed not to even pay tax.
You are not paying.
Yet they are taxable. And withholding tax from oil companies supposed to be issued to companies, but they withheld it. And when it's withheld, like I talked one day, and the controller said, okay, we know how to get it from them. I don't want to mention the oil company in Lagos. I said, you know how to get it from them, yet we are made to pay here. And they asked me, are you a lawyer? I said, sir, I don't need to be a lawyer to know this. And they said, okay, we'll look into it. And let your auditor come. You're an auditor, let your auditor come. And I got to the auditor, I said, it is time for you to do the right thing. I've already told the controller, so we are not paying anything about this. And eventually, because I stood my ground, we were able to get tax clearance that period. But it's not supposed to be so. So why is it that from the head, they know these things and they don't want to do the right thing? And if you talk much, they will look at it as, oh, you are making so much noise, and the company will mark it takes so long for you to get tax clearance. Why should this be? Especially the company that have not started operation. Why should it be subject to pay tax?
Thank you, ma. We have a challenge in Nigeria. Even from this room, we don't work together. Our institutions are very weak. That's why government take advantage of us. Ma, in Ghana, we have association of single parents. They born you through where? If anybody slap you, go to jail. We have so many NGO like us, and we are we actually advocating for the people or from our stomach? That's where I'm coming from. What you are saying is actually right. And let me also tell you one thing. When you appear before a tax auditor from government, or when you enter the port, the custom officer look at you as a criminal, as a thief. Go with that mindset and prepare yourself that there's no lacuna in your documents. But that's what he's looking for. The moment you don't have a lacuna, it will be difficult. And if it belongs to a body, are you getting me? I've been to the port to clear one of my members. When I entered there, I just armed myself. I called him and sat him down. Said, I want to talk to you on two grades. If you disgrace me, God will punish you. Tell me the truth about this cargo. Because some of them will say they are carrying stockfish. You go there, you go and see firearms. I told him, said, tell me the truth. If you disgrace me, I was wrong. I said, God will punish you. But if you are telling me the truth, let's go there. And when I got there, what did I do? Like, two of them said something. Connection. I just picked my phone, first of all. Called a board member on customs. Who now called the controller that was coming? I go and saw people, they were lining. I entered straight. The next question is, we didn't know it was from you. I said, sir, I'm disappointed. Must you know it's from me? You mustn't know. So I will encourage us to join trade support institutions that can fight for you, because that thing you are going to do, they will mark your company and fight you. But if you are doing as a group, nobody knows, you are reporting it to the group that our member has an issue. It's not you that is fighting them. It is the organization that is fighting on your behalf. Pius, are you not a member of Port Harcourt Chamber of Commerce? Yeah, also a member of my institute. I didn't want to mention it. When I came back from Ghana, there are two things I did that opened ways for me. I went to a lawyer and said, sir, I want you to be my lawyer. The man asked me, do you have a case? I said, no, sir. And I said, who? For what? He said, okay, pay 10,000. That was 2022. All my landed document, every document, the man do it for me free. He said, I'm surprised that you don't have a case. In Nigeria, they only look for lawyers when they have a case. I went and got a chartered accountant. I wrote to them. I didn't have money that time. But recognize them. God said, if you acknowledge me, I'll direct your path. Because I have done that when I have no problem. When problem came, they solve it for me. So look for a trade support institution and join. So when you have issue, you take it to them. I hope I've attended that question. The second one was on
the second one was on companies withholding
tax. Yes.
Which is supposed to be used to offset some.
Exactly. We saw it that way. And unfortunately, when some decisions are being taken in this country, people that are supposed to give input are not there. That's just the truth. Some of them is sheer ignorance. They don't know. At least I was opportune to be the committee that wrote a strategy for Nigerian export. You see that most of these civil servants, they've gone to school. There's a difference between schooling and being educated. They've gone to school. But when it comes to practical thing, I'll tell you the street angle of it and how that problem can be solved. So they need to engage people. They even need to consult churches when they're taking some decisions. Send a questionnaire for them to fill. In other countries, it's done that way. Carry everybody along. You just wake up now. When they started single window, I said, basically, you will have problem. You know what they call single window? Just like what's happening in Ghana, in Mombasa, in Tanzania. That you sit in your house and do your clearing of your goods without anybody. That's why they don't have bribery. Because you will not bribe the computer. But our own, we had issue. Now that will come with their own. You must download this. This one will come with its own. This one will come with, I told you it will work. Say, come to Port Harcourt Port where you don't have much cargo and do the experiments here. Learn all the mistakes. So let us not be tired. Me, I'm not tired. I'll keep on doing it because posterity will not forgive me. If my daughter will wake up and say, Daddy, what do you do in this matter? I said, I tried my best. I've just written a letter to my state governor, not for contracts. For him to know what I'm doing, that he needs my support. So that in case tomorrow now I do something in other place, other states are calling me. When you want to talk, I publish it. That you did not listen to me. And my conscience will be clear. So, I sympathize with you. This is where we found ourselves. Yes, all of us. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Ufon Udofia. I know we have more questions, but we'll have to give room for the second presentation, which will be taken by Deacon Ebenezer Komolafe. He will talk to us on SMEs and small business loans. Deacon Ebenezer, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Praise God. Thank you once again, alias Zona Pastor Sir, for this privilege to stand here and present. So, I'll be talking to us about our product offerings in Parallex Bank in the SME space. But at the same time, I said to make this announcement. You know, we said this program is a business seminar and career fair. Now, if we have people here for the interviews, we would like for them to move to the right side of the hall so that we can immediately start engaging them for the interview session. If you have your CVs, we shared the email address where your CVs can be sent. Or if you have it physically here, you can come and we will immediately have a chat with you. Thank you very much. So I go to my presentation. My slide can come up. I will appreciate that. Yes, so I'm speaking to SME. Like I said earlier when I was introducing myself and our team, I work with the business team that we call Dedicated Banking Business. Now, Dedicated Banking Business, we are focused on faith-based organization, the members, and SMEs. It's a broad-based business segment. We say we have tailored banking solutions to our business. Yeah, because in Parallex Bank, we have an understanding of the business of faith-based organization and of SMEs because of how of our origin, and we have several products and services that we have to offer. We are empowering our members with the right resources for them to actualize their aspirations. Now, our offerings are typically in financial and non-financial offering. So the non-financial are things like this, programs like this, opportunities like this, like the one that our esteemed Dr. Odofia mentioned, trainings. You know, we train people, we provide platform where people can learn, either learn a trade, learn about something that can make them to either stand on their own or make them increase or be better off in their area of business. Of course, part of it is also career talk and employment opportunities for the different categories of people. Just like Doctor said, from ages 18 to 35, that's the youth segment, and that is a large portion of our population as a country. You know, from our demographics, it is said that Nigeria is a young country. That portion, that bracket, that age bracket constitutes like 60% of the population of the country. So if we can empower that segment, we are definitely contributing significantly to the economic transformation of the country. So through our various products and services, we are saying we unlock possibilities. Now, the first portion of our product has to do with savings or account products, because of course, for you to begin the journey with the bank, there must be a relationship, and the relationship starts with an account opening. So there are different kinds of accounts. There's personal or individual accounts. Those ones also have different categories. There's the savings account, which they are well known to us. There's savings account. There are different kinds of savings account. There's a target savings account, which gives an extra yield, an interest yield than the normal savings account. Then we have accounts also for children, for kiddies. We want to plan for them. We want to save either towards their education or towards any particular thing. We have that as well. At the same time, like I said, for the individual, the account categories are in different strata. On the individual level, even on the business level, we have accounts, again, because we pay a lot attention to SMEs. We have accounts where if your turnover is below 100 million monthly, the account maintenance charge on the account is waived. It's only a fixed charge of not more than 4,000 naira that is applied, as against if you were to be doing an account maintenance charge on 100 million, ordinarily is around 100,000. So we have that. We call that premium business current account. Then also we have the platinum business current account, where the account maintenance is actually zero, but a minimum balance of 500,000 is expected to be maintained at any point in time. Then we have domiciliary account, that is foreign currency denominated accounts, either in euro, in USD, in British pounds. You can open accounts and make easy inflow into your account and even transfers out of your account when you want to do it. Some of my other colleagues will also talk about other things that are connected, other value add to these accounts. You see, because it's not just these accounts. I'm just giving an overview of this account. I see I have two of my colleagues that will speak to value add that are layered on these different accounts. Like on the domiciliary account, on our cards, the amount you can use with our cards and the opportunities that are there. Now, so I go to I wish I have the presentation presented. It will make it easier and faster. So I go to a product we called Classic Business Loan. Now, Classic Business Loan is designed specially or specifically for SMEs that are doing businesses, especially trading business. You are running a business, or you're on a daily basis doing buying and selling. Quite many of people in that category. So because typically when you want to take a facility from bank, you are expected to secure it with one form of collateral or another. But for this group of people, we've created a product that we can make up to 10 million available to them collateral free based on their business volume. Thank you very much. The same thing we have for schools. We have a product we call the school support product. That also, we have a facility that we can make available up to 15 million naira collateral free as well, and for up to 24 months. They want to buy an asset. Maybe the school want to buy a bus. They want to, maybe there's an asset acquisition, or even some for their running expense. So we have this product to support the schools, because we believe education is very important, especially the early stage education. So the product is channeled at supporting that segment. Then other SMEs, maybe people in distributive trade. You are a distributor of a major FMCG, fast-moving consumer items. We also have what we call distributor finance product. Our distributor finance product, this one runs like majorly like an overdraft that we can get up to 500 million, and with that particular product. Same for transaction-based. We have some transaction-based or transaction-tied lending, like contract finance, LPO finance, invoice discounting. Now, for these different categories of businesses, we have products that are available up to 200 million. Now, we are also working on some other expansion of that to take care of some of our of the opportunities, particularly in oil and gas servicing, that we are looking at. And for the contract financing, for the LPO financing, invoice discounting, and all that is available both in Naira and in USD, depending on the type of contract that we are financing and the source of repayment, if the currency of repayment. Yeah, so we have all of this in place. Yeah, so that is the classic business loan. Maybe we can just flash the slide. Some terms and conditions are there, which we are also sharing some flyers with us. And if we have questions, we can reach out to us. We are actually still available here after we might have rounded up. Then we also have individual or personal finance arrangements. Auto loans, you want to buy a new car, you are a salaried person or maybe an SME, we have an auto loan facility that we have both for brand new cars and for foreign used cars. We have those available. Same thing for consumer items, asset finance. Now, for asset finance, things like household items, power, alternative power solutions. Like nowadays, a lot of individuals, even businesses, even churches are looking at alternative power solutions to manage their cost of energy, the cost of power, and we have this support that up to 50 million with a repayment tenure of 24 months. We also have mortgages, both local and diaspora, because housing is a very important, it's a necessity. So we have mortgages. You want to buy a house, you want to, you can also reach out to us. So we have this bouquet of products in the different segment, both as individuals, as SME. Of course, there's personal loan for salary earners, and all. So I'd like to thank you very much for listening. If we have questions, I want to suggest probably we take everything together at the end of all the other product presentations, because some of the questions may actually have answer in the presentation that will follow next. Thank you very much. So I want to introduce my colleague, Deola. She'll be taking us on private banking and diaspora banking offerings. Like was announced to us earlier, there is for a certain grade, we need some specialized services and products. Thank you.
Thank you, Deacon. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming. Okay, so just as Deacon have said, I'll be running us through some of our products across our diaspora banking offerings, our card offerings, and our private banking offerings. So somebody might ask, now, why are we talking about diaspora here since we are in Nigeria? So diaspora for us is Nigerians that live abroad. So we know that we have relatives, we have families, siblings that are abroad, and some of them still want banking services in Nigeria. Most of them want to buy houses in Nigeria, right? We have people that are abroad and they want to buy houses in Nigeria for when they come back here, and they want, to be able to stay in comfortable houses. So we have a product for them that enables them to buy houses in Nigeria. And I usually say it boastfully that my rate is actually the best in the market compared to other banks' rates. So if you have someone that wants to buy a house, just talk to us. We would do the financing for them, and they can pay at discounted rates because our rate is actually the best in the market. Once the house is identified, we do all of the documentation processes, and the house is theirs under 2 weeks. Once they pay the equity contribution, we do all of that, and then the house is theirs. So of course, they are expected to be in banking relationship with Parallex Bank. So they need to open an account as a Nigerian living abroad, and then we do all of that. So those are parts of the benefits of, banking with us. They can, have other offerings apart from even the house as diaspora customers. We also have discounted HMO premiums for them. So if they have aged parents in Nigeria and they want to, from time to time, everybody will say, Mama is sick, let's send money for this, send money for that, or Dad is sick. Instead of having to send money all the time to take care of medical bills, they can actually enroll them on HMO. And through our partner, they actually get good discounts because they came from Parallex Bank. So those are part of the things that we have for them. And so about the mortgage, like I said, our interest is the best in the market. They can get as much as 300 million to buy a house in Nigeria, and they can pay for as long as 10 years. So those are some of the conditions for the house. They have to be in paid employment or businesses. They can be a business person or it can be in paid employment abroad. Of course, we'll get all of your documentation to know that you actually have good source of repayments, and we'll also carry out a background check on the customer. So those are some of the offerings or some of the things they need to know about getting a house in Nigeria. Earlier, Dickin was talking about domiciliary products, right? So for you to, if you have a domiciliary account with the bank, you can actually have access to our MasterCard. And with that, you can transact anywhere in the world, both your Naira MasterCard and your Dollar MasterCard. And then, sometimes you want to buy something online and you see the price tag is tagged in USD, it's tagged in pounds, or it's tagged in euro or something. You can actually use your Naira MasterCard to pay for that because you don't really have to go and open a domiciliary account and source for funds to start funding the account. With your Naira MasterCard, you can spend today with Parallex card, you can spend as much as $5,000 every month. And that brings you to $15,000 in a quarter, right? So just fund your card with your Naira. You don't need to think about the conversion or anything. Once your account is funded, with your card, you can pay for anything. If it's subscription, airline tickets, hotels, whatever it is, even if it is not denominated in Naira, with your Naira card, you can actually pay for that. So those are parts of the offerings we have for our customer. And that also helps you to increase your spend locally. So you want to withdraw on the ATM, you can do as much as 3 million Naira. You want to 3 million Naira transaction on your Naira spend. On POS, on web, you can also do 3 million Naira like that with your Naira MasterCard. So we also have an account for, okay, so today we know that if you have a current account, a lot of people don't want to open a current account because they say, I don't want to pay charges because it's a current account. So we have an account we call the premium current account. What that helps you to do is that on your current balances, you can actually get interest. We are one of the few banks that offers that today. So on your current account, you can earn an interest. Regularly savings accounts that pays an interest. So on your current account, you can earn an interest as long as you maintain up to 100,000 Naira every month. So we pay you an interest, and the interest is as high as 5%. which you would regularly not get. So you're still transacting, you are able to issue check, you're able to enjoy all the benefits of a current account. And in addition to that, you also earn an interest. So that's one of the products we have today in Parallex Bank. If you want to know more about the products, we can also tell you. And if you want to open the account, we are here to tell you more about that. Another thing you can enjoy for us is cross-border transaction. So you want to receive money from your friends and family abroad, just give them your Parallex bank account and they can send the monies to you. For those of our families and friends within African country, we have a product we call PAPS. It helps, and it's also for trade, for people that are into imports and exports. You want to send money, you want to receive money, you can actually do that with the platform. Within Africa, it's seamless. You don't need to look for any currency. All you need is just the local currency of the country you are in. If you're in Nigeria, Naira. If you're in Ghana, cedis, the sender doesn't have to bother about looking for foreign currencies. All you just have to do is get your local currency and transfer. Give the person your Parallex bank account number, and in 2 minutes, the money is in your account. So that's also one of the products that we have. Then under our Premier Banking, we have Safe Custody that helps you to keep your items safely in the bank. So today you have valuables that you want to keep. You don't want to keep it in your house because you just want to keep it safe, right? You don't want it accessible to people. So you can bring it to the bank, we'll keep that for you. And then to also be there, whatever it is, certificates, valuables, and the access we only grant, access to the products or the items will only be granted to authorized persons. So you want to say that, okay, this person should have access to this, just in case anything happens. So access would only be given, to the authorized person. And another thing we have for our premium customers, for our premier customers, is for you to be able to support, it's for us to be able to support you to grow your wealth. So you have monies and you want ideas, business ideas that you can actually do to grow your wealth. You can come to us, we give you tailored business ideas, solutions that would help you to grow your wealth. So you're not just keeping your money in the bank and earning some interest. We can actually help you, to develop that and to tell you the right things, the right channels to invest into so that you can actually earn good returns from your money. It's not just the regular savings interest. Just come to us. We'll tell you this is what you can get on this amount. If you make it higher, this is what you can get. If your tenure is higher, this is what you can get. So we are here to give you all the support that you would need around your transactions, be it local or offshore. Thank you very much. Any question, please? Okay, so my colleague will take the third round of the presentation. Fred.
Okay, this afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. And happy weekend. I'm happy to be with you here in Port Harcourt. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, the last speaker, Diola. All protocols duly observed. So today, I'll be taking us around on our digital offerings. My name is Frederick. I'm Frederick Ebrimoni. I work for the digital space, and I'm happy to be in this business seminar to tell us what Parallex Bank can offer to each and every one of us with respect to the digital world. So today, what we do in the bank today, from the digital space, we have a whole lot of digital products that can support your business, anywhere, anytime, in as much we all have our devices, be it the mobile phone, the laptop, the tablet. So today from digital space, we offer services in the mobile banking space. We also offer services in the USSD, that's your supplementary, unstructured supplementary service data, the one with code, and our code is star 1242 hash. Then we have the partnership and ecosystem. What partnership and ecosystem does is, if you have a fintech company, you have a company want to partner with us, we undo that. We also have the POS. Today we have two types of POS. We have the merchant POS, which is free. If you want to, I will dwell more on that. Then we have the agency banking POS. Then we have our collections. We have ATM services. We have diaspora and remittance, which my colleague Diola has spoken in that regards. We also have a whole lot. So I'll pick it. Today we have the mobile app. We all know that the mobile banking, the mobile app today is an application that enables users to carry out all transactions anywhere, be in Nigeria, outside the country, with the aid of smartphones and data. But for the USSD, we don't need data to do that. But with the app, we need data to do that. And today on the app today, irrespective of the business you are doing today, you can use the app to do a lot of transactions. Today, we can open an account today on the mobile app, on our bed, in our bedroom, in our offices. We don't need to approach the branch to do that. You can open an account today on the app. And on the app, once an account is open, that becomes a tier 1 account, because outside there, we have our mini bank there. We brought the bank here. Most of us will be going there to open an account. So if you are opening an account today for the first time, you will be issued a VEV card. That's a tier 1 account. What does that mean? It means your account cannot accommodate more than 50,000 naira. However, we will also encourage you to upgrade your account immediately, or you can do that on your app. So once that account is upgraded to tier 3 account, it means any amount can enter the account, billions, trillions, any amount can enter. But you are only limited to transfer out 25 million daily, which means if you want to do transfer of 20 million, you can do that. But you cannot do transfer of 25 points, any amount. So with the app today, anywhere you are, you can be able to make transfer of 25 million. And if the account is open, and you say, oh, I'm in a hurry, I cannot wait to get my card, because we also have okay. Apologies for that. Thank you very much. Okay, so if you say that you are in a hurry, you can't wait to pick your card, you can request for the card on the mobile app. But the card you will pay, and the cost per card is 1,075 naira. then put in your address. We will deliver the card to you free, anywhere, in as much it has address and is within the four corners of Federal Republic of Nigeria. We will deliver your card to you free. Also, for those that have businesses, you can request for your POS, your merchant POS on the app. It is free. We will deliver it to you. It is also free. Now, we can also customize your POS for you. If you are doing one business, maybe I'm doing fish selling or bully, and you want someone to know you, you have a unique name, we can customize that for you on your POS. Which means once customer come, your name will flash there. Just tap on your name and make that. So we can do that customization for you. Also, today we have a currency in the ministry we know as SP. So you can get your SP on the app today. There's SP on the app. So those of you that have the app, you can check it now and buy your SP. Once you open the app, on the page, you will see King's Pay. So once you click on King's Pay, you get your SP. Your credential you use before to get SP is still valid. So with that, you can get your SP on the app. Then you make your financial contribution, church donation. You don't need to go anywhere, just from your comfort zone. And we are doing more to that. And we are also trying to, a feature is coming where you can convert your SP to your Naira in your house. You don't need to go to the church or call any brother to do that. Also on the app today, like most of us that travel, on your bed, your comfort zone, you can book for flights. And today, flight on Parallex Bank mobile app is one of the cheapest. You can confirm that as you are sitting down, book flight anywhere. So the good thing about booking flight on the app today is that you start the process and finish. Unlike some, you go to website, book, then you go to the app to pay. No. On the app today, you can be able to do that. So the mobile app has come to help our businesses, a whole lot of businesses. And shortly, we are going to launch micro loan for everybody. So when I say micro loan, I'm talking about 50,000, 80,000. It will help our children, our nephew, our niece in the school. They need that quick cash. Maybe they've called daddy or mommy. You know, sometimes when our children call us, we just sleep because we know why they are calling us. So they will just, oh, my dad is not responding to me. They can quickly do a nano loan of 50,000 naira to solve their expense, and they pay back. And the interest is very low. Also, we are bringing the staff salary loan for workers in the ministry. So all those are coming on the app today. So after opening your account on the app and increasing it, and upgrading to tier 3, you can set the limit yourself. Also check management. We help businesses to get their check. We want to make sure they don't need to call, they don't need to visit the branch. From their offices, they can request for that on the app. So we have a whole lot that the mobile app can do with respect to our businesses. So before now, I said we have two types of POS. We have the merchant POS. The merchant POS are those POS we see in filling station, hotel, supermarket. They are quite different from agency banking POS we see in our various bus stops, where they call us POS, you need cash, 20,000. So for that merchant POS, it is free. Delivery is free. And we can customize also instant payment, which means I want my money as customers are paying. So we look at the business you are doing, we profile your business, we give you instant settlement. But for the agency banking, it comes with a token. So that token is known as reassignment fee. Issuance fee is between 5,000 and 10,000 because you are using that to make money and collect cash instantly, and you are giving out cash. So with that, you can be able to use that device for your business. And we also have our ATMs are there. Our card can be used. My colleague has said much on the card and the amount you can use. You can use our MasterCard outside and do your withdrawal or your payment. I have the testimonies are there. Take your MasterCard outside, slot it. Some of the machines, they will give you the currency, especially in dollar. So we can do that. Also for corporate businesses. Corporate businesses are Frederick Nigeria Limited, Crane Nigeria Limited. And I'm also glad to announce to you that we also deployed the app for that, because most of us that are doing businesses, what you use to transact is the web. So for the app, we've deployed it to the Google Store last night / this morning. We are waiting for them to approve. Once they approve, so signatory can use the app, and we've added a whole lot of features. Unlike before, what you only have on the app, on the corporate platform is transfer, but now we've added SP payments, airtime, data, flight, POS, a whole lot that has been done. And we are here today to help your business grow digitally, which means you don't need to leave your house to do your transactions. And I know some of us will be going out there to open account. You get your card instantly, and we'll have some souvenirs for you. All questions and answers will be taken care of. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fred. At this moment, we'll be taking questions and answers. Okay. Fred, please, you'll be on standby because they want to ask questions. The presenters should be on standby.
Thank you, sir, for this opportunity. I want to thank our zonal director for putting together this program. The flight feature he was talking about on the app. Okay, I want to know if you partner with a particular airline, or we can make choices of airlines on your app. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. So all the airlines that operate in Nigeria, you can see them on the app. Even, this is very funny. Even me, that I handled that product, I don't know there's an airport in Bayelsa. I don't know. So I booked my flight from Yenagoa to Lagos because I'll be going to Bayelsa when I leave here. So all the flights that operate in Nigeria, even outside the country, you can get them there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. If I want to access the business loan, how do I go about it? And that of opening the domiciliary account.
Okay, she wants to know how she can start up with a classic business loan. So go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So the first step is, like I said when I was speaking, is you have a business account with Parallex Bank. So open your business. Then we want to see that you have been doing business. So ordinarily, we should say that you will run the business for 6 months. Then we'll look at your business volume and determine how much you can get. However, we also give a room that if you provide us um, your bank details with another bank, showing how you have run your business over the past 6 months, 1 year, we can use that record to make a judgment. Remember, like our first facilitator said, keeping record is very important. That is what we will base a lot of judgment on. So if there is no record, we are not able to determine a lot of things.
Okay.
So the first thing is that you have an account with Parallex Bank. If you have not run with us for up to 6 months, you can provide us your banking details that you have had, either in your name or in a business name for the past 6 months. Then we'll be able to deal.
Okay, let me just add to that. So what he's trying to explain is that if you start with a banking account with Parallex Bank, then we can use the turnover, that's the bank statement from other banks. We can use it for analysis for the classic business loan. So your bank statement with other banks, we can use to give you the loan, either in your personal name or your business name.
Good morning, Pastor. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Emeka. Okay, so what are the chances that somebody who wants to migrate to another kind of business, say something like assembling equipment in Nigeria, and you have the idea, but you don't have the funds to start it? Is there anything that Parallex can do? You've been doing other businesses anyway.
Okay, thank you. So for new businesses, what we do as a bank is that we give you advisory, because sometimes what you require is not bank financing, especially when you are starting up something afresh. Why is the interest expense on bank financing can impact your business so heavily, and the vision and the what's it called, vision and passion that you need to focus on the business, to grow the business, you won't have it. So what we usually do for such people, we introduce you to people that can give you either seed financing, like what Dr. Udofia is doing for some of us, or they give you grants for you to be able to start that business. But you will not use bank financing. We will not even advise you to use bank financing, because if you are using bank financing, you're going to be paying huge interest rates for a business that is just starting. And we usually know what happens when a business is just starting. So if I tell you that, I will even give you the classic business loan, because it will be a burden on you, a burden of trying to pay interest rates and also trying to grow that business that you are just going into. So we'll do advisory, introduce you to the people that can give you grants or give you seed, and you just know that, okay, this money is for this business, let me focus on it, let me grow it, let me face the challenges that I'm going to face in this business, and let the business stand. Thank you.
My question is this: is there provision for soft loan for at least small-scale business owners, like provision or what have you, where you can access up to 500 to 1 million? Thank you.
Okay, so that was what we just said earlier on. We have the classic business loan, which is you can access from 500, maybe from 50,000. I think the minimum is 50,000 naira.
500,000.
Is it 500,000 naira? Okay, minimum is 500,000 naira. So you can access from 500,000 to 1 million. Now that loan is for those that are doing business, daily business. Like you said, you have a shop, you are selling provision. We know where the shop is. Every day you sell 100,000, it goes into your account. Tomorrow you go and buy products. At the end of every month, they have an amount that you pay for principal and interest. So it's available. No collateral. The only thing we need you to show is that that business is doing well. And that was what Doctor talked about. record keeping. You've been doing it all this while. Can we see it in an account somewhere that you have actually been selling? We don't want to see it inside, even if it's a OPay account. You were doing it before and you are getting money, it's going into an account. Show us the bank statement. That's the only thing we ask. Show us your bank statement from other banks. They will tell you what you are eligible to get. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ma. Thank you, Pastor, for this opportunity. My question is about the mortgage services for those of the clans in the diaspora.
Yeah.
Is it only meant for those in the diaspora, the mortgage services? Two, you talked about, the mortgage services. Are you in partnership with any of the real estate companies? You talked about HMO. Are you in partnership with any of the insurance companies? I'd like to know that one. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. So for the diaspora mortgage, is actually a variant of mortgage solution that we provide as a bank. As a bank, we have the local mortgage. You sitting here today, you want to buy a house in Port Harcourt, we can finance you here in Nigeria. As well as if you are a legal resident outside the country, you want to buy a house here in Nigeria, it's available to you. If you are a resident in Nigeria and you want to buy a house in the UK, it is available to you. So these are just different variants of the mortgage solutions that we have. And yes, we have a few, just a few developers. So we are not restricting you to developers that we have profiled as a bank. You can as well bring your own preferred property, and that property will be subjected to the due diligence that the bank will usually carry out on a property before a mortgage is put in place. So it's available. Did I answer the question?
Yes, but not entirely. I asked for the HMO services.
So for the HMO services, we have a partner, and our partner is Leadway. The reason why we have our partners as Leadway is because we all know that most HMOs that you are aware of, they usually stop at the age of 65. And because we are looking at our aged parents, you know, we have parents, some of us have parents that are above 65. So we sat down with Leadway to create this product so that our aged parents that are above that age can also benefit from HMO. So Leadway is our partner. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pastor, for the opportunity. Just two questions I would like to ask. One, I know that you guys came from Lagos, and we have this relationship with the Parallex Bank here in Port Harcourt. Now, the question I want to ask is, number one, I didn't hear us mention anything about our churches. If there's anything at all for the churches, like a church pastor starting up a church, because we should be looking at all that too. It concerns us. Yeah. Then the second thing I would like to ask is if the, what's it called now? The investment, the shares, if it's still on, the shares package, if it's still on, or if it has ended. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So the products that were earlier talked about, the asset finance, is available for the churches also, because we are aware that churches sometimes need to buy equipment. They even need to buy a building. So that's where the mortgage comes in from. You can get a commercial mortgage to get a building, right? You can get project financing to build your church if you already have your land. And most of these things has to do with documentation. Now you have your land. Is it well documented? Are we going to be able to use that land as collateral to build that church? So it's available. Now you talked about, we also have available what's it called, power solutions, which is also part of the asset acquisition. We know that sometimes power in this part of the world is a bit expensive. So you can actually get solar panels, solar batteries, and all that for your church. So it's available. So all these products Thank you very much. All these products are also available for the church. Now, we also mentioned that salary loans, staff salary, and what's that word? Personal loans for members of staff of the church is available, right? We also say that auto loans are available. Sometimes you want to buy a car for your managers or some people, or you want to make it available to them. It's available for the church. We can work with you in clusters. We can work with you as individuals. It's available, sir. Then for the shares in the church, it's not available, but look out in the future. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I have a question and a proposition too.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I want to suggest that while we are doing this here too, if it's possible to have this also come around. We are in the school, we're in the university. So if it's possible to also introduce this around the university area, where we can maybe have a branch there and grow it. Because we have the population, the target population, the students are there, the staff are there. And the university teaching hospital is also close to the place. So as you're talking, I'm already seeing some other area that one can collaborate to have, extension beyond what we are doing. So I think of that. I wanted to ask another question, but I don't know if I'm confusing it. There was a cooperative that we were supposed to, that we registered, and at a point in time, I saw people getting certificate. It's connected to Parallex. So, but I haven't gotten mine. So I was asking, I don't know if it's the something, if the certificate can extend. Was it done phase by phase? Is it that after a while, those of us that paid at a point in time will now get our own certificate? Thank you, ma.
Okay.
Thank you, Pastor, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the comments on the school. So we are open to that opportunity also, because currently we got approval to be in University of Benin. So the bank is actually building a branch in University of Benin. So if you have the connection for us to do Port Harcourt, please let's go there. Then also for the one for the share certificate, we don't have that information. So you probably will speak to the people that came to you guys when they did that. I'm sure there's some explanation. Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, there's something I just remembered to ask. This do Parallex Bank has an investment arm? Something like Stanbic IBC, the Stanbic IBTC businesses, and some other banks that I think Access to has something like that. Something like a mutual fund or a place you invest your money into.
Okay. So for Parallex Bank, for the investments, like when I was speaking, through our partners, we offer mutual funds in foreign currency. We also have our local currency investments, which is called the Pass Notes. It's available in Parallex Bank. And in the Pass Notes, depending on the volume, you can earn as high as 17.5% on Naira with the Pass Note. So the Pass Note is available on the Naira side. Then we have our Euro bonds and mutual funds through our global partners also available for investments. Are you saying a Parallex Bank mutual fund? Yes, everything we do, you must have an account first with the bank. Every investment you do goes through your Parallex account to wherever investment vehicle, so that upon maturity also, it comes in through your account.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you, Pastor, for giving me the opportunity. We're talking about, somebody mentioned about shares in the bank. And you didn't speak about that. We're interested about the share.
No, I responded. I said it's not available.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank you.
I did respond.
Thank you.
There will be a time for it.
Okay.
Okay.
I think you have a question, ma'am. Okay, she has one comment. How many branches? Okay, so we're currently in Port Harcourt, we're in Abuja, we're in Calabar, we're in Akwa Ibom, we're in Ibadan, then in Lagos, we're in VI, Lekki, Ikeja, Alausa, Isolo, Akowojo, and we're opening more branches. So we are coming to Abeokuta. We are having a second branch here very soon in Port Harcourt. Maybe our second branch will be the one in the university. You know, so we are opening up branches. We're opening up.
We're also in Benin.
We're also in Benin. Yeah.
Warri.
We're in Warri.
Asheshe.
We're in Asheshe. Okay. Okay, so I want to believe that we've answered the bulk of the questions. Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay.
We have come to the end of the program. Thank you.
Deaconess Ma. Okay, they are asking how, if there will be contacts, numbers shared for them to also reach us after the meeting.
It's on the flyer. Okay, so for our contact details, there's a flyer inside the bag that we gave to you. We have email address there, and I think we have a phone number there also. So you can always reach us. And we also have the branch. Our branch is at
1 Transamadi.
Number 1 Transamadi.
Yes.
Here in Port Harcourt. So you can also visit our branch. You can speak to us through our emails and our phone numbers. Then I also want to say that for the 100 beneficiaries to the training and grants from Dr. Odofia's company, what we require of you is your name, your phone number, your email, and your Parallex bank account. That's what qualifies you to receive your registration form and to register. So we need to do that. If we can get that done today, let's get to it so that you can actually start up the training in good time and the benefits will start showing. Thank you very much. Okay. What? Okay, there's no phone number. Okay, Deacon, can we have, so let me give you, is there a phone number on that? What's it called? No. Okay. So let me give you a phone number. There's a phone number now. There's a phone number.
Okay, there is a. Okay. Okay.
Yes. It's on the back. Okay. In fact, the printer would have returned our money for the printing. So the phone number is at the back, yeah. And it's even on the bag. It's also on the bag. So you call us on phone or you send us an email. We will always respond. We will always respond. Okay, it's on the bag, not on the flyer. Okay. So it's on the bag. Thank you. All right. So I want to say a very, very big thank you to esteemed Pastor Sylvester and esteemed Pastor Ma for being in Port Harcourt Zone 1 today. You know, I'm really humbled, and you know, by the time I write my report, I'm going to write that Pastor was sitting down with us all through. I'm really grateful, ma. Thank you, ma. And this is just the first of coming to the zone. We are going to do so many things. Dr. Odofia is going to be coming back with the training, you know, because we want to be able to say that from these are the people that have benefited from this particular business meeting. And we also want to see more of you banking with Parallex Bank, using our solutions, you know, and giving us feedbacks on the solutions. I can tell you, sometimes you might face some challenges, but will require you to come back to us and tell us, oh, this is what I experienced. And we usually would answer. We always respond. Our customer service team, they are up 24/7. If you call customer service number at 1 a.m., someone will pick the call. So we want to invite you to bank with us. Bring your business to us. I can tell you we are the most creative bankers you can ever see. In Nigeria, we are the most creative. We are the most energetic. We are the most passionate of bankers you can ever encounter. Because why? We do not call ourselves account officers. We are not managing accounts. We call ourselves partnership managers. And if you are a partner with somebody, you sit down with the person, you look at the situation, you profile solution, and you execute together. So that is what we do in Parallex Bank. We want to say a very big thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. And most especially, we want to thank you in advance for taking action. We are still in the building. We would like you to open your account with us. If you already have an account, please request for a card and start enjoying the Parallex Bank benefit. Our POS terminals are also available for you to take for your business, and see your business grow to the next level. Once again, I want to say a big thank you to our man of God for giving us this ecosystem to work with. We want to thank esteemed Pastor and Pastor Ma for being at Christ Embassy Lagos 01, and thank you for being with us here. Okay, so for the registration with Dr. Odofia, your church group secretary would contact you so that your registration will be done through your group. Remember that doctor said the reason he's doing this is if you are a member of this church. And Pastor Ma, he's not a member of Christ Embassy. He's not a member of the church, but he told me when we were sitting down there, he said as he was coming in that the Holy Spirit told him something. Because I'm hearing about this for the first time also, that he's doing this for 100 people, and he's even doing it for the 3 zones, So he said as he was coming in that the Holy Spirit told him to do something, and he's starting from Christ Embassy Zone, Port Harcourt Zone 1. So this is a blessed zone, and I want to say the blessing will continue. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor Ma. Yes, that's the end, ma'am. No, nobody's coming up with it.
What do we say to them? Please give them a big hand once again. Thank you for patiently answering our questions and taking us through everything about Parallex that you brought for us. So, there's an aspect, the employment. Okay, they're supposed to go to the.
So if you are interested in working with Parallex Bank, you can just stop at the employment desk there. Your name, your email. Sorry. You can give us your details, or while you are there, you can just send us your CV. We actually expected that a lot of our young people will come today so that we can get their CVs and schedule them for interviews. So that is what is available. But we are still on ground if you need more information on that. Thank you, ma'am.
How many of you would like to grab a job with Parallex? Let me see your hand up. You are here. You will not mind a job with Parallex. Those of you who have raised your hands, have you stopped at that desk? Have you done anything there? Okay, so you need to go to the desk, employment desk, or come to my right, those seats by the door there, if you would like to grab a job with Parallex. You can do that right away. Then for the training, remember we said send your names to your group admin, and then group pastors that are here will communicate it. We want the group pastors to veto the people to be sure we are picking people who are members of the ministry. It's very important. Praise the Lord. The same thing for the Parallex job. They ought to be members of the ministry. I think we're stopping here. It's been great. Make sure you take advantage of everything that was said. I'd like us to pray. Father, thank you. We worship you. We magnify your name. Thank you for this season and times that we've entered on commonwealth of wealth liquefaction. We're grateful, where we function as a kingdom, not an organization. Where everyone, in fact, that scripture comes to pass. Say, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. In this month of progression, where everyone prospers, continues to prosper, and is very prosperous. This is our story. Thank you, because as we go, even direction comes on what we can do. We heard here that you must do something with your hands. Your phone is your capital. Your brain is your capital. We see many channels of income opened because of this. Father, we say thank you. We worship you. Thank you for lives that are transformed. Thank you for children who had no hope. Hope has come because mommy, daddy have and know what to do now. We are very grateful. Thank you for our man of God, PastorChris, for leading us in perpetual victory parade. And thank you for all those who came. They're going back safely, oh God. Thank you because the work of their hands, yes, prospers. In the mighty name of Jesus, from Port Harcourt Zone 1, we bless them. Father, we say thank you. It's an amazing rest of the day for us all. We give you praise. In Jesus' name. And may the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the sweet fellowship of the Holy Spirit continue to be with us now and forevermore. In Jesus' name. And we'd like to say thank you for the special souvenirs and snack you brought for us. God bless you. We appreciate it. And thank you to all the directors, etc., etc. Our warm greetings from Port Harcourt Zone 1. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. I love you.